Your facsimile comics are worth how much? What's going on, everyone? This is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics, and in today's video, we're going to be talking about how much facsimile comic books are worth. Before we do that, though, hit that like, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell, all of that. So I've kind of been fascinated with how many facsimile comics are coming out almost every single week. It feels like there's another one coming out. And then you got to count in all of the variants as well and all the foil variants that are coming out as well. So like I said, it feels like there's almost a new one every single week. If you don't know what a facsimile is, it's basically an exact copy, printed or written. Now, I don't agree with the Google definition here because it does denote on the inside that it is a reprinting. And then a lot of these also say the price that you pay now versus the original cover, which is a little bit different than the second printing or third printings that come out that do say that it's a second print or third printing. So there's a little bit of gray area, but on the inside of every book, it should say whether it's a reprinting or a second print or third printing. Now, I feel like I don't have that many facsimile comics in my collection. Okay, maybe I do have some. I feel like I have a couple in my collection, but not a lot. And I was thinking to myself, you know what? I don't know how much these are going for or how much they're worth. So I decided to make a video on it. And I decided to also look up how much the most expensive facsimile comics are going for on eBay. So let's take a look at those first. Now, before we get into like the most expensive facsimile comics on eBay, I do want to talk about why people would be collecting facsimiles. I feel like it's for two reasons. Number one, it is because these people or most people cannot afford the original copy, whether it is a Batman #1, Action Comics #1, or whatever it is, but they still want that copy in their collection. I feel like that is a large portion of people that are buying facsimile comics. The second reason is probably because they just want to read the book. They just want to have the book in their hands. They want to read it. They want to read the story of one of their favorite characters like Batman or Superman or Spider-Man. Now, before we look at the most expensive facsimile comics on eBay, I do want to say that we are not looking at any signed comics or like double or triple cover comics. We're just looking at blue labels and raw comics as well. All right, so looking at the most expensive facsimile comics on eBay, the top one here is no surprise. It is UF4, the C2E2 acetate edition by Clayton Crane, which there was a lot of bad press about this book. All sorts of stuff from other covers being, stapled to it getting blue labels early, then getting green labels. It feels like when it came out, there was a lot of bad press about this book, and CGC had like a new press release almost every single day. There was a lot of bad stuff going on about this book, but it is going for $300 raw on eBay. If you don't know what it is the first appearance of Miles Morales, but again, it's a reprinting facsimile edition with the variant cover done by Clayton Crane. And then they went ahead and they stapled another cover on top of it to have the acetate edition. So I think there was like 4 staples on this book. I don't know. I feel like if you send it on to CGC, I think they did say that it would come back a green label. And I think that CBCS said they wouldn't grade it at all. But this book is still a collectible. It's going for, like I said, $300 raw on eBay. The second most expensive facsimile comic on eBay is a CGC 9.8 blue label of Spider-Man #1. It is another Clayton Crane cover. This book is going for $200 on eBay, like I said. It is basically a reprinting of that Spider-Man #1 comic. This is the gold label edition, and it is the Clayton Crane variant of it as well. All right, guys, so the third most expensive facsimile comic that recently sold on eBay was Amazing Fantasy 15, the first appearance of Spider-Man. A CGC 9.8 blue label recently sold for $165. I feel like all like AF15 reprints always sell for like 15, 20 bucks raw, and then over $100 in a CGC 9.8. All right, guys, and rounding out the most expensive facsimile comics on eBay, let's talk about Detective Comics 27, the foil edition. I believe it is a New York Comic Con exclusive from last year. A CGC 9.8 blue label of that book recently sold for $160 bucks. If you don't know, of course, this is the first appearance of Batman. All right, so now that we know the most expensive facsimile comics on eBay, I decided to take a look at, how much my facsimile comics are worth. I made a list here and we're going to go over them. The first one up is the regular facsimile comic of Detective Comics 27, the first appearance of Batman. I have a ton of copies of this. This is actually the most expensive facsimile comic in my collection in terms of how much it's worth. These are going for between $10 to $15 raw on eBay. Like I said, I got probably half dozen of these in my collection. Love me some Batman. Obviously, I'm a big Batman and DC fan, and I had to have a bunch of those in my collection. It's a pretty good read as well. Next up, we have Detective Comics number 38, the first appearance of Robin. This is, again, a facsimile edition that came out recently. This is going for just $5 on eBay, which is, what you're going to notice here, a lot of these facsimile comics are really not worth that much. Next up, we have Superman number 1. I have a bunch of these as well, and this one is going for just $5 on eBay. Next up, we have Action Comics number 1, the facsimile from last year, the first appearance of Superman. This is going for $10 on eBay. Next up, we have Flash number 123. This is the first meeting between the Golden Age Flash, Jay Garrick, and the Silver Age Flash, Barry Allen. This is going for just $5 on eBay. Awesome cover, though. Awesome, awesome, awesome cover. The only Marvel facsimile comic that I have in my collection is ASM 129, first appearance of the Punisher. This is going for just $5 on eBay. Now, I don't know, like, maybe other, like, Marvel comics that are facsimiles are going for more on eBay. Like, I remember when, like, the first appearance of Deadpool was going for crazy on eBay because people were getting confused between the first printing and the reprinting. Like, that was a big deal, and it was going for a lot. But I don't know if, like, other Marvel comics that are facsimiles are going for a lot or not. Let me know in the comment section because I truly do not know. But this one is only going for $5. We have 2 more facsimiles in my collection that I want to talk about in terms of how much they are worth. Next up, we have Marvel Family number 1, the first appearance of, I believe this is the first appearance of Shazam.
What?
No, sorry. First appearance of Black Adam. Wiz Comics 2 is first appearance of Shazam. This one is going for just $5. Next one up we want to talk about here is Vengeance of Bane. Again, this is another facsimile comic. This one is going for just $5. So as you can tell, almost all of these facsimiles are worth nothing. When I say nothing, I mean just cover price. So if you want to buy these to read them or to have them in your collection, awesome. But if you're trying to buy these because you think they're going to be worth something in 10, 20, 30 years, for the most part, they are not going to be worth that. So again, my name is Steve from Burke Family 54 Comics. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think of today's video. Which book is your favorite? Do you have any of these? And what do you think about facsimile comics? All of that and more. All right, guys. Thanks for watching. And as always, go Cats.
Cowabunga. It's morphin' time.